So let's talk briefly about aligning your breath with your exercise, with your exertion. In Chinese lore and belief systems and whatnot, there's something called qi. Turns out that the word qi is a reference to breath. And this really isn't a coincidence. Breath has been important to the mythology of many cultures across the world for eons. And we understand that our air is incredibly important. It's the most valuable of all commodities except for perhaps time. Because breath, literally, you can only live minutes without breathing and seconds without oxygen literally fueling your brain. It's very important. But it's not just that it works with your brain, it works with your heart as well. And your pulse and your blood pressure are part of what help fuel your activity. Interestingly enough, brain and heart are entirely what fuel your activity. It's the nervous impulses to the muscles, it's the blood rush for nutrients, and the blood pressure increasing rigidity. It's a very, very powerful aspect of our lives. And I want you to start just paying attention to your breath. We're not going to get into breathing exercises or anything right now, but I want you to pay attention to how you're breathing when you're exercising. If you are holding your breath while you are exerting, you are very likely exerting, to this utmost limit where you're simply not ready for it. On the other side, if you are breathing beautifully easy during your exercise, you're not challenging yourself enough to stimulate growth. So you have to find the place where you're on the borderline of holding your breath, where your exertions are hard and forced. That's where you challenge yourself over and over and over again. Start using your breath as your marker for when to move to the next level in your exercise. Because if you simply use reps or weight, that will change on a daily basis. That will change, depending on so many factors. But the way that you're breathing is, of course it's not constant either, but it's more internal. It's a more intuitive feel. And if you adjust according to how well you are performing internally, you are making a truer adjustment to your body. So pick the exercises that are not the ones where you have to hold your breath to do, but where you're on the borderline, where the exertion is just so hard. You say, really, really, really hard to exhale. And as you progress, and it goes from these strained exhales to sharp exhales, from sharp exhales to long exhales, from long exhales to easier breathing, Once you get to the point where you can kind of find your flow with it, it's time to bump up the intensity, bump up the complexity, bump up the weight. Use your breath as your marker. It's the same thing with martial arts. If you find yourself putting yourself into these complex techniques where you just can't manage the timing and the structure and everything, and you're holding your breath, you're probably moving beyond the level where you're ready for it. But if you push yourself to that point where everything is just a bit of a strain, then you're reaching that point where you're challenging yourself to grow. And provided you don't constantly push yourself over that level, you will grow with dedicated practice, dedicated time. That's all I got for you tonight. Just keep it short. So I'll talk to you later. Good journey.